everybody. My name is Amy, and this is Yulia, and our two honored guests for the night, Skaiste and Lukas.
Hi.
Hello. So we are going to be talking a bit about their experience in both of them are karate champions in one form or another, and so we're going to let them share a little bit of information. Just introduce yourself. Sky is studying at LCC, and Lukas is her coach. So
also graduated from LCC?
So graduated from LCC, yes.
Long time ago.
What year did you graduate?
Just a few years ago.
I think 2005 or 2006, I don't remember
It's not
actually.
that long ago.
Last decade.
Okay, so our first question for you is, you both are involved in karate, and how did you become involved or interested in karate, and how long ago was that?
Okay. First of all, I want to thank everyone for coming, and it is nice to be here, and I'm really glad that I was invited, and I'm able to share my story, my knowledge, and if you will manage to get some tips, some ideas from my ideas, so it's really nice. And also I'm very happy because you are, in my opinion, you are students of one of the best universities in Lithuania. So if you are in LCC, so it's cool. Yeah.
You're cool.
Yeah. So.
Sure, Michael.
So the promotion ended. So. Yeah. So, Vilma, if you wanna me speaking more about LCC, there is nice cake over there. So.
Nice cake?
A nice cake if you want.
I'm thinking.
Okay, nice. Yeah. So the question was about the beginning. Actually, I was changing sports. From childhood, I was training soccer. Then, from 14 years old, started to do some martial arts, and from 15 years old, started only to train karate. And from now on, I'm in karate, and karate became my way of life. So it's from 1999. So my way started from 1999, and now it's 2019. So yeah, so we have anniversary. Ooh, yeah. So actually, Skaiste, as you know, yeah, she started much more earlier. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, not 20 years ago for sure, but yeah, I started when I was a kid, 6 or 7 years old. When people ask me how come such a little girl, 6 years old, I chose karate, I don't know, because parents were trying all the time, like, to offer me different activities to do. Maybe you want to dance, maybe you want to paint or something. It's like, no. But then my first coach came to my primary school and offered to start training karate. I went there, and I don't know, since that day I fell in love with the sports, and I never left.
And that coach wasn't...
No, I started with another coach, but then my coach left to live abroad, and Lukas, actually that's another story, how Lukas found me. And yeah, then I started training with him like 11 years ago.
Nice.
So what keeps you motivated? What keeps you going? Because sometimes we often face something hard and something that seems to be just, you cannot handle this anymore, and sometimes you might even consider quitting. Did you have such a situation, and if so, what kept you going on?
Is it for me?
For me.
It's for both of you.
So me. Okay. What keeps me motivated? I don't know. At first, I always in my life start doing lots of things because I don't know, I feel like I want to challenge myself, my capabilities. Then of course it gets very hard, but then I'm like, I don't know. I don't even understand how you need like this extra motivation if you really, really want something. It might be hard, you might be tired, you might be exhausted, but come on, that's not an excuse to give up. Like, I never even had such thoughts, but I mean, if you struggle with motivation, maybe then there is like something else behind this. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you just simply need a break overall from it, or I don't know, just investigate more in yourself why it's like that. But if it's just like, I mean, I would say maybe just ask yourself why you need this extra motivation. But if it's just because you're tired, come on, just give yourself one day a break and go further.
I never thought about like quitting or doing anything else, but how I start to do only karate, it was also like another story, because like if you, from my point of view, if you're in life, you're doing only one thing, you are focused on that, and of course you have better chances to give everything and to achieve everything in what you're doing. But when you know that you are sure in it, but you know, I was student, I started to teach kids karate because I had already some experience. I was competing, I started to teach kids. Also after finishing LCC, I had some businesses. I was in construction business, I was in IT business, had companies which were like building, so doing some construction works, IT company which was doing website creation and etc. And I was doing it at the same time, so you know, I wasn't full in it, but I was able to see where my heart is more, where she wants to be more. So, and after some time I decided to quit like IT company. I left it to my friends, and they are still running this business no problem, and they are quite successful. And I just focused more on karate because I felt that karate is not only like the job, it's more like a way of life, and it's all about the feedback what you get from the kids. Because you know, you come to, if we say job, you come to job, you finish your job, and what you get is like money. But in karate it's different. You see how the child is developing. You see how the child is growing up, and becoming more confident in himself, becoming more stronger, and not afraid of challenging himself, as what Skaiste is saying. I think sometimes we have some obstacles, and we better choose like easy way. And the goal of karate, one of the goals of karate, is like to teach not only respect and not only discipline, but also to teach to not be afraid to choose the hard way, because most of people are going easy way. And if you want to be somehow different, if you want to achieve something in life, sometimes you have to choose like the challenge, and sometimes you have to choose the not easy path.
So that transitions into my next question, which is, what has karate taught you about life?
Personally, as my coach already mentioned, definitely taught discipline. It started from the early days, when how to put the belt on, how to stand, when to say, when to bend, when to do what. Respect, that's number one, I think, in our sports. Even when, for example, we do a knockout, we can't show like in our sport, let's say boxing, oh, I'm so happy I hurt the person. Usually either we show the care or we don't react at all. So I think it also I brought also this to my life, that just respect people. I don't know, like from karate, but maybe because karate was also together with studies, like at school or in university, and most of the time many other activities, it really taught me very great skills of time management, especially when leaving for tournaments, skipping, let's say, 1 week of classes, then you need to catch up and all your life is like this, then yeah, it definitely teaches you how to be good in time management.
Yeah, Skaiste is like she's right, and I think the most valuable things what we can learn is like I think respect. And what I suggest, like you are now students, and if you have like in life such an idea, not to be student only in university, but always to be student in life, always to learn. And I think that's one of the keys to success. It doesn't matter in what position you are. I'm in a coach position, but I'm still learning from Skaiste. I'm still learning from my younger children, and there are many other things what you can learn. And if you try always to learn, I think that's a motivation, because always you see sometimes, for example, for instance, like there is a group, and in the group there will be always one or two kids which are ruining the class, like and that's a challenge. You can take an easy way. You can take a call and say this kid is like not ready for karate yet, and the group is nice, but you can work and see how it changes, and see what are the results. So that's a process. Of course, it's challenging you. It's of course a challenge for kids, but I think that's nice, and I enjoy it.
So you guys have mentioned that you've been combining studies and karate like almost all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And do you have any like life hacks or tips how to manage all of it at once?
Plan your time for sure. Otherwise, you won't manage to do everything, because I don't know. Just like when I started LCC, I don't know how this thing called, like the book of a year, like no. Then you see the page, the day number, like Monday, for example, like calendar, handbook. And I just bought that one, and I write everything what I have to do in a day. Otherwise, I would forget most of these things. That actually helps a lot for me.
I have a good suggestion. I don't think it's very good, like if you are professor. The professors will not like that idea, but that helped me a lot. I don't know. I don't know like what are the grade system now. Then I was studying, it was A+, A minus, B+, and now it's different, yeah?
Yeah, it's percentage. It's 1 to 100.
1 to 10.
1%?
1 to 10?
So if you can get 1%, yeah? So, okay, if we put it to like 1 to 10 schedule, like one number to 10, I'm always saying to my like students who are in a graduate year, who are in 12th grade or 8th, 9th grade, or students, I say don't have 9, don't have 10, have 8, but do everything.
By the way, my GPA is 8. Come on, that actually worked a lot. 8 is not a bad grade. It's like it's in between. It doesn't make you a bad student, but also it still allows you to do lots of extra activities. For example, train or work or whatever.
It has minuses, of course. You can't be like full in it. It works when you are not sure what you want to do. But if you are like sure, okay, I love in microeconomics, I want to be in that sphere, and so of course put everything and love what you do and have everything. But if you're not sure, if you're like still like considering perhaps that, perhaps this, sometimes it's better to have 8 instead of 9 and do like 3 extra other things which will help you to find yourself, than to have 9 and sit in a dorm. So that's kind of like idea. I'm not sure that it can work for everyone, but it helped me. So of course, every one of us is individual, and but we can try and see how it goes. Yeah, it's really helpful, because I remember like I was studying. My GPA was also like 7, 8, and something. But then was like a final year, and we had exam. there was no thesis. Yeah, we have by that day we had comprehensive exam, and of course in my group, there was like 100 or something people who are doing comprehensive exam. So it's like final exam when you get diploma, or you could choose write thesis. But I said now it's not. No comprehensive exam. Business plan.
Or thesis.
Business plan or thesis.
So I was really happy because comprehensive exam was like, you were given like A4 blank sheet, and you can bring to exam this sheet and notes only on that sheet. So you can write everything. And you were supposed to write a business plan. There was like given some tasks, and you were supposed to write. So we started at 8, finished at 6 or 7 in the evening.
8 in the morning?
8 in the morning, so it was full day. But it was really nice because why I'm telling you that it was really nice because I think that focus and that attitude still is like in my life, and because it changed a little bit like the understanding of learning and the understanding of helping and just the idea of like friendship and community. Because like for example, you are writing and your professor who is supposed to you were used to this in the school, when you're writing, professor is coming and you're like, okay, now focus, okay. Don't like turn left and right, you get like some notes from him that's not good, but it was different. 2 hours passed and like professor, okay guys, let's go for coffee. Okay, we stand up, we went for coffee. She brought some like candies, I think cookies or something else. Okay, are you ready? Okay, let's go work. Okay, so we were writing. 2 more hours passed. She said, guys, pizza is arriving. Okay, let's go. So, okay, no problem. So it takes the pressure off, and that helps you. So my GPA was 8, and I wasn't the best student. I wasn't receiving like scholarship for studies or anything. We had like I remember the best like. The wall, But I was happy that I managed to focus, and my comprehensive exam was, I think, out of 100 was the best.
Wow.
I got that like, golden. Something. So that's the idea. Like if you managing to do many things, and then you are needed, you are able to focus. Putting everything what you have, the result can be really good. So that's the experience.
And you had mentioned about goals. So to set goals, when you went into karate, both of you, for the first time, did you want to do it competitively and participate in competitions or anything, or were you just doing it for the sake of the sport?
When you are young, I think you're not doing like, for the sake of a sport. Of course you want to achieve, Then you are older, you think, physical activity is good for you, and but then you're younger, of course you want to achieve something in life, and only later it changes, transforms a little bit.
Do you still want to do it more competitively and go higher?
Always. Not always you are successful. It's hard to when you achieve like some high level, it's hard to achieve higher.
So Lukas, you have mentioned that you're coaching kids and you're as well performing yourself. So the question is, do you find it harder to train people or to train yourself?
I enjoy it. I would mostly say I enjoy it, but what is the main difference is responsibility. When you're teaching kids, it's much more responsibility for the outcome and for the like safety and for many other things. For example, last year talking about responsibility. Last year we went to the tournament with our kids, and we brought 10 buses to Vilnius of kids. So 450 kids to the tournament.
Sounds like
That's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, 450 kids to a tournament.
And how many coaches?
It was everything was planned, and in every bus there was like one coach per bus. So it's okay. And the interesting part was that after the tournament we went to the amusement water park with all the kids.
Such a good idea.
Yeah. So, but everyone came back home. So. The parents were happy. The idea is like, okay, if you manage to do one bus, like, okay, 2 instructors per bus, he's responsible for the bus. If you have 10 more people, why not to do 10? So the same thing. So I think that's like, I didn't hear like in the world or in Europe that any other like clubs were going to the tournament like with 450 people.
Yeah.
It's something like unique.
I think, Lucas, it's worth mentioning what you did at the airport in Balanga. I don't know if anyone else has done it either.
No.
It's so unique. It was exams, right?
Yeah, we usually 2 times per year we are having like karate grading exams. So
Why?
for upgrading the belts,
Okay.
we have a belts motivation system for the kids.
Yeah.
So they are training. If they do well, they receive like certificate for a belt. So we went like we did the first karate grading exam in Palanga airport on the runway. Yeah, so it was nice.
In the rain.
It was in the rain also. Yeah, but it was nice. So some good ideas, when when you are involved in it, you try to do something that is fun and something that what if you would like, probably others also would like.
And so how did you guys end up finding each other? Sky, you said that you had a different coach before this.
Can you repeat the
How
question?
did you end up finding each other?
Should I tell that?
No, I can tell. Yeah. No problem. Actually, Skaiste was like with her coach, and I knew that she's leaving Klaipėda, and she was a friend of mine, and we were like we were colleagues, and I knew Skaiste because when you participating in tournaments and you see the potential who are good guys who have potential, who are winning, and so Skaiste was one of those girls who was strong, and so I just find a contact, called Skaiste. She was I think 13 or 12.
12.
12.
I was 12.
I said let's go for a chat to Acropolis. We met.
To Hesburger?
To Hesburger, yeah. She with her friend, they said, okay girls, I know that your coach is quitting. If you want to keep going, let's try. You can join our team, and I would really love to have you.
And I would like to adopt, actually since I came to train with Lukas, for me it's like the karate world, like I saw the karate world from another side, because before when I trained, it was like the coach was amazing. It was so fun. She was so amazing with kids, but it was like very I would say low level. And as Lukas said, I had potential. I really had lots of motivation. I wanted more. I wanted to compete. And when I came to Lukas, I remember first training was, oh my God, I thought I'm gonna, sorry, but throw up. I mean, it was so hard. And I came all red, like so tired. I said, I want to stay. And Lukas said, don't rush. Think for a week and you will decide. I said, no, I'm telling, I want to stay. Like, okay, come tomorrow then. And then I think, when I started training with Lukas, I think like I started compete more. Then 3 more years. When I was 15, it was my first European championship, and then like I would say professional sport started when competing in European level. So yeah, that's it.
So you're saying that you have a lot of motivation, and we can see that. And
Can you?
for sure. So, what is your ultimate goal in karate for now? Like dream one.
Ultimate goal? I don't know. Since my childhood, my biggest like desire was to become a European champion in adults league, and I achieved that. And so far, I don't know. To repeat? Probably.
Okay. What about you, Lukas?
I had an amazing teacher. You know, when you were like first class, you had like I don't remember how is that called. That when you were staying after lessons.
Tutoring? A tutor?
Kaip Vilma vadinasi?
Extracurricular.
Extra group like when.
We're not doing well, and then you need to...
No, not that one. But like I think it's like only for first years. How is that? Not first year ceremony. I think live group. Yes, we had like live group. We had live group journals, and you know, setting short-term goals, long-term goals. You know, but you know. What are interesting things when if you start writing something, you know, sometimes it fulfills. You know, yeah. So be careful, yeah, what you write. So I had really amazing, like I think one of those persons who like shaped my character was Alexa Maples. Yeah, she was really wonderful, and you know, an amazing teacher. I didn't had classes. I only had like live group. She was wonderful, and you know, all the activities, all the attitude, all the love what she was giving to us. And I think you know, when you have an example in life, when you see it you think wow, and afterwards you know you can't be different. If you try to repeat, or at least repeat, or perhaps be better. So you know, sometimes people are shaping like giving you high level, and you think, okay, let's try to keep that level. Why not? Because you think it's, you know, if it's great for me, I'm feeling nice. So if I be such a person, people around me would also feel nice. So Alexa we had many stories, and really nice person. So live group was I think good time. I don't know if you have it now. You have it, yeah. First year seminar. So of course it depends on the teacher what you are getting, but so it was. I forgot the question. You see, you know, how much, you know, it means. Yeah.
It's just about if you have any goals in karate.
Goals, okay. So, in the live group journal, I wrote a goal that I want to be a world champion. So, still chasing, yeah.
But what's your highest title? Like, what's your
I
highest?
am vice, second place.
In the world.
World.
Yeah.
It's impressive. And you were in Japan for a while, yes?
Yeah, we had like a tournament, and I win 2 bouts, but then I lose, so I didn't got like 2 medalists. Mm-hmm. But my student finished 6 out of 166. So wow. Yeah, he had a really good tournament. So good, nice.
So do you guys have any kind of essential habits to be successful?
You must listen to your body, and the body, you know, perhaps trying to protect you from something. I know. No, the diseases sometimes are given to us to stop and think, take a breath and rest. Yeah. So.
We have a question from the audience.
Regarding that, do you think that sometimes, like, to some extent I agree with what you're saying, but then also I think that sometimes, like, it's hard for us to do something new, and the body might tell us to quit, but it's actually a sign that we need to keep moving. So, like, how would you distinguish between the sign that you need to stop and between the sign that tells you, like, keep moving, but you need to try harder to get better?
Something, someone was saying that like first 2 seconds, what you feel are the right ones. If you are thinking about that thing, first 2 seconds, it's your heart, and other seconds is your brain. So try to catch that moment. It's not easy way. Yeah, but sometimes it works. Yeah. It's a good question. It's really hard because you don't know. Okay, should I not give up? Yeah, or should I change something? I think after if I would also what we like to try to teach kids is like hard work, because there is always a good saying hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Yeah, so you can achieve a lot of with hard work, but if you keeping going and you're feeling bad about it, you're not successful, and you have some health issues, and it keeps you for a year or two. Perhaps it's time to change something. Perhaps, yeah, but you must feel it. Yeah, but the good idea about changing is we always are afraid to change something. But no one tells us, you can always come back, no problem. Yeah, you try to change, and if it doesn't work, you can try it again. Why not?
Have you ever had times where you've given up?
Given up at what level depends. At food, yes. The cake usually wins. Yeah, good cake. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to say a person directly, but from first or second clue, she understands where to go. Yes.
Takes a little bit.
Takes a little bit, yeah.
Well, I took the easier way. I just asked.
No,
actually taught you not to take the easy way.
Well, there are exceptions.
Yeah, there are exceptions.
Still learning.
Yeah. Always.
And Sky, you traveled for a couple of years before coming to university. What motivated you to do that?
To travel? I don't need motivation to travel.
Or what pulled you in that direction rather than...
Well, I would say what motivated me to take 2 gap years after school. So, I don't know, when I was in my final year at school, there was so much pressure. I don't know about you guys, but every day to hear exams are the most important thing in your life, you must pass them well, and so on. And I don't know, I always felt no, come on, that's not the most important thing in life, those exams. No, of course, I don't want to apply for medical school or something. Maybe that's why not so important to me, but I don't know, I just felt I want freedom. I want to do what I want to do. I want to see the world. Come on, I want to earn money, be independent. I don't know, and I knew for 100%, but I'm not applying for university for the first year. So I did not, and I think that was my best decision ever. So yeah, I traveled. I've been to UK, worked there, traveled. Then I went to United States, did same. Then came back to UK. It was good salary. At the same time visited the Netherlands, and then came back to Lithuania. Got an offer from LCC to study. And somehow stayed here.
LCC called you the way Lukas called you?
Yeah. husband, almost.
Interview and husband.
Yeah, interview and husband.
Yeah, actually, I second year I thought I already should start studying somewhere, and I had an offer from LCC and from from like 4 UK universities, and I'm like, what should I do? And I chose to stay in the United Kingdom, even though, as Lukas mentioned before, all signs showed me come back, but my logic, not worth it. So actually I didn't have a pleasant experience there. So after first semester I decided to leave the university in England, and I came to Lithuania and chose LCC, and I'm very glad about it.
So did you stop doing karate while all those travels, and how did the break feel like, and what was it like to come back?
I wouldn't say I actually stopped and I had a break, because I was always training, even though it was maybe not karate. While I was in the university in the United Kingdom, I was in the university's boxing league, so I was also training martial arts, just a bit different way. But I was always training. Just while I was in the United States, I remember there was Lithuanian championship here in Vilnius, and I was quite upset that I didn't make it to come back to participate. So I skipped, I think, 1 year of participating, and then I just came back from England and I participated. So it wasn't really like a break. Yes, it was just a different karate routine, which is not karate but helps you in karate.
Yeah.
And you both studied business administration, right?
Yeah, I did like business management and administration, and the minor was psychology.
And do you feel like that's helped you in?
Yeah, of course. I think LCC it's really different what we have in Lithuania, and it's still different, and I'm a big fan, and really nice to be here.
It's open for everyone
Yeah,
to ask questions,
everyone can
actually.
ask
So guys, if you have a question, just
But
ask.
because it's like karate, like questions, so one question, 5 push-ups. Okay, guys.
No, I wanted to ask you maybe to share that story, how you were persistent in doing karate and doing sports in general in life, when your parents were pushing you the other direction a little bit.
Yeah, parents are always, our parents are willing, best for us, But so you can't judge them what, they think. It's the only thing what you can do is respect them. Because I think every mother or every father, like, all wants the best for his child, but, he's taught perhaps differently and applies his knowledge only by those means how he's learned to do that. So you can't, judge them. If he's doing something bad or wrong, I think everyone, loves his child and wants the best for him. So that's the starting point, I think. And but my parents were like, okay, more studies. If you have like low grades, you can't go to like trainings. So I was like, I had not really good grades, like 7, 8. They were like thinking about 9, 10. So I was like not going trainings after like in the evening, but I was going trainings like after the school, because I was saying I had 8 lessons, but I had 7. So yeah, it was not of course nice, but at that time I was thinking I needed it. So my parents also, when I started teach children karate, like we have like me in the beginning we had like I think 50-60 group of kids, couple groups in general, like 60 group of kids, and parents of course they're saying, okay, study more, like have good grades in LCC, because like you will not be able, probably you'll not be able to live from the sport, because it's not like basketball, it's not like it's not a basketball. It's not like a soccer or other sports where you can earn money, normal money. So, but as I told before, I tried a couple businesses. Then I quit them. I focused more on karate lessons and kids. And I think today we have very good community in our karate style. It's, I think, top 5 sport in Lithuania. First is basketball, then it's soccer, then it's, I think, swimming, then it's athletics, and I think suppose somewhere there it's our karate Kyokushin, because from the last statistics department, Lithuanian, we had like, I think, approximately 10,000 people who are training. So in Lithuania it's quite big numbers. And our school karate, now we have approximately, in the beginning of the year we have more students, so we have like 1,000 students now.
Already?
No, in Klimen general around, but we have like in Palanga, in Kretinga, in Plungė, in Telšiai, in Klaipėda. In Klaipėda approximately 500. Yeah. Yeah, so, but we have, it's not me, it's other instructors who are working well with kids. We have new generation instructors coming with a good attitude, good emotion, with big love to kids. And Eva is there also, she's coach also. Yeah, she's training kids also, and competing and doing everything as Skaiste was saying. So we have good. I told Eva study here. Yeah.
And I agreed.
Skaiste, are you teaching? Are you coaching?
Skaiste was coaching last year, I think, yeah, or 2.
Like 1 year and
yeah, 1 year, but now she's focused on, I think, on studies more.
No, like honestly, it was really hard to manage the schedule because like
sometimes
yeah, because like I don't know, but personally I have like mostly evening classes, and that's when I had to work with kids. And one semester I managed to, second semester I also somehow managed, but then it became harder and harder, so it was like really stressful. Like when we had, for example, 10 minutes to come from LCC to another part of Klaipėda and so on, and to live like this every day, it was like too intense. So I thought I wanted something more flexible to do, yeah.
Yeah, flexibility is, I have very nice flexibility on Tuesday. I finish in Acropolis on 5, and I start in Palanga at 5:30. No tickets. No tickets. So yeah, as Skaiste is saying, like sometimes if you wanna manage everything, it's really tight. It's really tight. It's like minute or 2. Yeah, but sometimes if you feel that it's too much tension and you can cope with it, of course you change something. But if you think, okay, no problem, you keep going and you manage to do many things.
I have a question, and I hope other people will still ask the question. But when you're too tense, when you're at the point where you're going to burn out, you feel like if you're going to keep going like this, you'll burn out. So instead of just quitting and making a drastic change, you maybe have some techniques how you help yourself to relax. Because students, sometimes it feels like, they lazy out, and then there are big projects, and they feel like, oh, now I need to do some things, and they get too stressed. And so maybe you would have a suggestion how to calm yourself or relax, or some time to then come back.
How to cope? First of all, I would say, why have you been lazy if you knew that you had so many things to do? Maybe that's what it taught me, because I knew I won't manage. There's no way I will manage if I gonna postpone my assignments or like some other things. So just, I don't know, just make, I mean, I didn't have options. So to let yourself, to let myself to be lazy, I would say it this way. So but if still students do that, no, I think it's called procrastination. So it's up to people to choose that way. But to calm, I don't know, sleep well. That's my that was probably my mistake of the freshman year. I didn't have time, but I don't know. I realized that I was coming back from trainings about 10. So after shower, dinner, 11, starting doing homeworks, finishing at 5 a.m., waking up at 7 a.m., and like living like this for a year. No, it didn't bring very good results personally, even though it brought good results in sports, in academic way, but I felt exhausted. So right now, if it's like 3 days in a row and I don't let myself to sleep enough, I just say stop, there's nothing more important, I have to go to bed at 10, sleep. If it's still so busy and it's like nothing can be postponed, rather I go to sleep at 10, wake up at 5 if I need at 4, because still you feel like completely differently when going to bed at 4 or 5. So I think like sleeping and eating, of course, well, that's for sure. Come on, that's so obvious, but people don't do that. So just that. But if you have to do things, you have to do them. and less complain. Just people complain and do nothing. I hate that. Like while you're complaining, you could do this already. Like why do you do that? So, and no excuses. When people looking for excuses, it's not the reason. Like, oh, I was too tired, too busy or something. No.
As Skaiste touched the really, I think, important part of our life. It's ourselves, and being a student, I know what does it mean. Skaiste already said that, but our body is like a car. If you got a good car and you will not take care of that car, in the long run you will not finish the race. So think of that. So you must take care of your body, and I think sport is one of the means that help really. Sport is like I'm not saying like it's karate. It's like can be yoga, can be running, can be just any physical activity, half an hour or hour to yourself that keeps your muscles tension, gets you in shape, gets you some flexibility. It's at least it is what you can do to your body. It's at least, and food is everything, of course. Yeah, it's hard, it's challenging, yes.
You mentioned about food. Have you heard that most of the athletes and world champions, they follow plant-based diet?
Plant-based, what do you mean?
Like vegan.
Vegan?
Yeah.
No. I think like it's like a fashion or something like that. You can't say most. What does it mean most?
A lot.
Many, because now it's a fashion to go on like vegan or like changing. I think understanding changing of our life a little bit, but. If a person is happy to be vegan, why not? No problem. Why not? Of course.
Fashion has a scientific proof of better result. Is it still considered to be a fashion or is it true?
Scientific proof?
Yeah.
At that moment, yes, it's scientific proof, but in different occasions, in different situations, it can be different.
And different sports.
In different
require
sports,
different nutrition and preparation. For let's say our sports is like stamina. So I don't know if I eat only salad and carrots, how I would manage to.
Perhaps you didn't
no,
try.
Well, we had like
we
have Monica who is vegan.
Yeah,
vegan,
she was
vegetarian.
vegan. Yeah, and she was really good.
She's really good.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, she pays really lots of
it's
attention to what she eats. She does her blood tests regularly to check if she doesn't miss anything.
No chicken, no pork, no beef, but just fish, huh?
But fish, yeah.
Fish, yeah. And she was doing like for 6 years, and she had like amazing results. And I mean, like in sport. But Skaiste had not worse results with.
I was eating cakes every day.
With pork, yeah.
But same results. I don't know. I think when it comes to the day of competition, everybody's very well prepared. People don't go to European Championship and like, I skipped some trainings. Everybody comes very well prepared. Everybody's good. Everybody's talented if they're already here.
No,
Because
before the fight, he said, "Let's start a fight, but I'm vegan."
but I think it depends on your like not only attitude, determination, but just how much you want that. Personally, I also could say I had tournaments when I was really very well physically prepared, but I don't know, for some reason I didn't feel like I needed at that moment, and it didn't work. Simple as that. And because especially when it comes to final fights, both athletes are, I would say, equal most of the times, like equal in talent, equal in preparation, in experience. Both are amazing. So usually last seconds in our fights, when both are very, very tired, maybe injured and so on, shows who wants that the most. So also I had in my European Championships when, no, I could mention one when, let's say I got food poisoning one day before. No, my coach remembers when he said, okay, now you have 3 minutes and that's it. Do it quick. And, and I mean, yeah, and it's like, and I managed to win this European Championship because I thought to myself, yeah, I feel really crappy, but like, no, I was working for it over half of a year. One day, I can't let myself one day to change that. I just focused, like I don't know, I collected all the possible energy from somewhere, and yeah, I somehow made it. So what about other girl who was also preparing, but
I think that day you were thinking perhaps you would be better vegan.
yeah, I got food poisoning from it.
So obviously you're preparing physically for your tournaments and championships, but how do you prepare yourself mentally? Is there like any kind of ritual that you do before the tournament or something like that?
For me, it's like I think like it's combination of me and my coach with whom we are participating. When it's a question of high tournament, it's very important to have a person near you who feels you, who can support you, who can give the right word, and who knows what you are capable and what you can do to win the fight. So it's not like in karate it's a little bit different. But for example, in athletics, like if you're running, you know, the coach can shout quickly, yeah, or something, yeah. But in a fight, when we fight, like the coach is always close and he can give you ideas, tips, advices, what to do, how to change your fight, and how to win. So it's like more combination of that. So I think it's important to have like a good coach which will motivate you and which will support you. Neither you lose or win, doesn't matter.
It's like having a mentor in a way?
Yeah.
How much do you trust your mentor? Like, do you tell him everything and stuff? Like
How much you trust?
Yeah. Like, how do you, like, Skaiste, how much do you trust? Obviously you're a friend, right? If you, like, trade every other day, you see each other, like, you know each other for 10 years. Of course, you probably know a lot, like, about personality, but then when it comes to, I don't know, some personal things, like family, wherever something happened, like, is it, like, do you feel like you want to talk? I don't know, like, what is the real friendship or, like, the connection between trainer and...
You know, I think, like, it's because we are talking about psychological preparation, psychological part. You know, when you're working with a person for many years, it's enough to take a look to him.
Yeah.
It's enough, and you feel that something not good and something is different or is something good, and you know you try to find a way. And from my teacher, it's easier story because he's my wife's father, so so you know.
So you're a family.
Yeah.
Sounds really complicated. And does the vice world champion need a coach?
Of course.
Yeah.
How he would become a vice world champion if he didn't have a coach?
Well, Federer, the tennis star, right? He doesn't, or he didn't have at some point a coach, right?
At some point, but
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, before, but now at this
Yeah.
point in life, so you can, or in your career, so you.
I think always you can, choose to go your way, but if you want it.
But it's helpful.
I think it's individual. It's hard to say. For me, no way.
No way.
No way I will be able to fight like in the tournaments by myself. Or my friend would advise me like, it must like, be authority or something who, then you have like achievements and, I think someone who is like really has like competence, you can only accept information from the one who has competence, who was like during with you all these days, all those years, and of course sometimes it's different. For me it's like I'm like loyal.
I wanted to ask both of
Yeah.
you, because you seem to be very self-disciplined, motivated, all of the good things, but you lose sometimes too, like in those championships, right?
Yeah, like now, yes.
How do you deal with like this feeling of loss? And then maybe it doesn't need to be even a championship that you probably lost some title or not lost but didn't achieve, right? But in life too sometimes. Like,
I would say there are two ways. Either, as I mentioned before, even though I was like physically very well prepared, but something was not well, or I don't know. As I said, I didn't kind of feel for it. There's no like exact explanation why it was like that. So you lose. At first, it's like kind of upsetting because I trained a lot, but then eventually you understand that as I would say in all life situations, it turns out to the best. Like, maybe if I would go and enter there, then I would have to now prepare for this and like see the situation happen and I couldn't participate in there and it would be a waste of time and so on and so on. And then you realize, that's good. And my inner voice said that you shouldn't, but no, Or second, I would say situation when you lose. Personally, for me, when I like really prepare for some tournament, I do everything what I can. Like everything, I mean everything. Like there's not even a second I doubt or like maybe today a bit like easier. No, it's like 100%, completely 100%. So when it comes the day of the tournament, most of the athletes are very like nervous, like how it's gonna go. Me, I was always like with the smile. For me, it's like a celebration because I know that I did absolutely everything I could by now. So the result doesn't actually depend on me. Of course, I will do everything I learned, everything I can. But if still somebody is better, or I don't know, like it's not meant for me, maybe, or somebody, just if maybe that's not the day for me, I still would be happy, because what else could I do? So I would say in this preparation process, and no matter it's like competition, exam, thesis, wherever, if you're really gonna put 100% of yourself, I think the result cannot impact you anyhow. Even if it's like first place or nothing, best grade or low grade, I did the best.
For me, like it's a little bit different perhaps. I tried to do many things and to get like feedback or satisfaction from many things. And for example, if I lose in a tournament, but perhaps next week my students are doing very well in a tournament, so no problem for me. Happened. So if that for me helps, because like if you have like other things to do, for example, if you were like only preparing for tournament, it's like Skaiste says half a year or 2 years or 1 year, like 2 trainings per day, like, and by chance, like you lost, and what else you can do? There is like nothing what to do else. So that's a disaster for me. Perhaps for a person he will, okay, I'll do, but for me it would be really difficult. But when I know that I'm doing, okay, I'm preparing for a tournament, I'm teaching kids, I'm doing other things, have some projects, doing some ideas, realization with our goals in life. Okay, we have like 5 things what I'm doing at the same time. One of them is like championship, failed. We have other 4 to succeed. If you fail another, by the time you have more goals. So setting new goals, setting couple, not one goal in life, I think that helps you to overcome those losses. So that also can be an idea like of how in studies also perhaps you want to have 10 in microeconomics, and if you only focus on that, you'll not 10, you get 9, and it can be disaster for you. But you can try to do many other courses good, and I think you will succeed also.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I remember even when my roommates were like literally crying because of lower grade, and for me it's like, no, so what? Because as coach says, like you're used to in one sphere you might not succeed, and in another you succeed, or vice versa, or maybe in both you succeed. So I was used to it. There's still a balance where I'm still good at least in one thing what I'm doing, and but my roommates were like, they actually just told me literally that that's all I have for now at the moment. That's all I do. That's all my energy I put on, all my effort and time. And if I don't succeed, I feel like horrible. So yeah, that could be an advice for those people or students. But just do more things probably, and then it's like gonna be a balance, I suppose.
It's very important to get a balance. It's hard.
Any other questions?
I have a question.
Always come
I
to
just
you.
invited a lot of people for my personal day. No, I'm curious, like, is there a day when I don't know, it seems like it's a way of life for you, right? You said that karate.
For me, yeah.
So is there a day when you take a day off and you don't do it? Like, a day a week? Like, do you have a day off from that, or it's just a routine every day to...
Well, I can say personally that yes, let's say after like 2 years since I'm at LCC, like trying to, now it's not only studies, I also have to work, which became pretty hard to do, like all these things, work, study and train, and of course I always want to be very good at everything I do, so everything has the price. And so I don't know, this year I felt that I don't enjoy that much anymore, and I thought just like keeping my mind healthy, I want to have a break, instead because I cannot sit and do nothing, so I took many other activities. Let's say one of them is Tuca, I started tutoring English and so on. So I still keep myself busy, but just like to refresh my mind from it. And right now I start feeling like, oh, maybe I miss, maybe I should go. And that's the feeling you have to have, because like last tournament it was actually the tournament, I was well physically prepared, I didn't feel for it, and it didn't work out. But then I had tournaments when maybe I wasn't that well physically prepared, or let's say I was poisoned of food, but I had like this desire, I want to be the first, I want this. Nobody could stop me from that. So yeah, personally I'm taking breaks. Like I feel completely fine. Let's say I still train for myself, maybe not on that level as I would prepare for tournaments, but to have this break, I think it's really necessary to recharge yourself. But of course, do not take a break to be lazy, just to rest.
I have a break also, because like my competition like years I've been competing like since 1999, and you know during like many years, so it's less. I compete less. So last time it was now, and before it was 2 years ago. So because different situations, and you know different life situation changes, you know, some can change some things, and you know, for example, you have more students, you have like other responsibilities, you can't be focused as much as you were before. So now I just enjoy it, also train and just keep going and trying to stay healthy and fit.
One more take.
Oh no, it's one is enough. Yeah.
Any more questions? No?
Oh, the guy has a question. No?
Is there anything else either of you would like to add or to tell us, share with us?
So
Last
why
words?
determination matters?
Exactly.
I would just say from like karate ideology, like a couple of examples. Yeah, another example suggestions like always like be respectful, always try to learn, be a learner, and never give up on things what you really desire unless it's checked from all the things that it's not for you. For example, sometimes like people, I have like students who come say, okay, I have like doctor said that I can't keep doing sport. I said, okay, one doctor said. When you go to other two doctors and if they say the same, okay, we can think about that. And usually they go to another doctor, he says differently. They go to another doctor, he said, no, you must train. Yeah, so that's life. When you make a decision, not focused on one opinion. Try to collect as many opinions as it is possible, 2, 3, at least 2, 3, and then make a decision. Because from my experience, it's really. I remember when I was preparing for my European Championship. I was 19 years old. My first time I was like selected for Lithuanian national team to participate in the European Championship. I was riding the bicycle for the heart test, and the doctor stops. He said, "No." She noticed there were like some waves, and there is like a WPO syndrome that in a soccer. Then someone is running and he falls dead. Just running, his heart stops. And he said, "There's the same waves, and you can't do karate." And it was like 3 days before a tournament. So if I just trust on her opinion, that would be it. I wouldn't do sports. Perhaps I wouldn't teach kids, and my life would change. What I did, I was 19 years old. I just was thinking, okay, she said that. Who has more authority than she? I think the doctor who is responsible for the heart. And I went to Republic Urininko, I think Urininko hospital, and I was looking, okay, heart, skyrius, nežinau kaip angliškai. Heart department, okay, 4th floor. I went to heart department, 4th floor, okay, who is the most responsible in that department? I saw Professor Kirkutis, yes. That professor now is in parliament. Yeah, so I just knocked on the door, say hi. I had such a problem. He said, okay, you give me like the prescription, who sent you, how you are here. I said, no, I have no prescription or no recommendation from other doctor for you to check me. I just came as a human, and please help. He said, okay, what you have? I said, here's like that syndrome, and my doctor in sport, because I checked the heart in a specific sport facilities where they allow participate or not, just for sportmen, it's a hospital. It's not a hospital. So he said, okay, give me the results. He said, okay, let's check. He put me on a chair, and he put a transmitter through my throat to the heart, and he said, like, now I make the pressure as much as it would be maximum what you will experience during the fight or during the physical exercise. So he provoke the heart, and I'll check how is your heart is responsible, how your heart responds. So he put a lot of pressure. So at the maximum, I was like, yeah, because it's not naturally, but it's normal test. It's what they do in hospital. So he provoked the heart beating, and he said, okay, yes, they have these waves, but they are not dangerous. So I said, okay, please write that. Next day I come to the person who is like head doctor of that sport facility. I said, here you are. And she looked, okay, no problem, go. And you see how life can change. And there was nothing like, oh, really, how you go, how you check. She said, yes, go. So sometimes no one cares about you.
Except for you.
Except for, so that's what about the idea, never give up, If you have, like, go check other choices, get other opinions, because, yes, the person was authority. She was the head of that sports facility who was, like, making yes or no's. But sometimes if you really want, there's also, of course, if the professor was saying, yes, it's dangerous, of course, that's the second opinion. Perhaps I would go to another professor. Yeah. Yeah, but that's life. That's real story, and I think it's a good example. Then you have to check couple ideas, not only couple of opinions, but couple life ideas, jobs, couple, and other things. So guys, be brave.
I would like to adopt. My coach names it as never give up. But what I really admire in Lukas, that he definitely taught me partly, I'm still learning that, he always finds a way out. And never waste energy on like, oh, what's gonna happen? How it's gonna be? It's like we had like so many like these extreme situations, like, oh shoot, it wasn't planned like this. Like, what's gonna? Of course, I'm stressing, probably as most women do, and Lukas is already like finding a way out, maybe googling something, maybe thinking of other ideas. Like, while I'm stressing out, he already has a solution, like what to do, what we could do instead, and I'm like, wow. I should learn that. So I think, that's for most people. Instead of like wasting your energy on like these emotions, stress, or like especially many students, how I'm gonna manage, right? Instead of thinking how you're gonna manage it and write, or think the ways how you actually gonna manage, not just like just stress yourself with these thoughts, because that doesn't help. And as you can see, doing something helps.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.